Morning again. Saturday morning. I'd make another video outside, but it's so sunny that I would just be squinting like I was in the first one, except probably worse. I wanted to share an aha moment that I had yesterday that really softened me. And any time we get softened and we feel more love and empathy, that's a good thing, right? So I had reposted something on Facebook. I had shared a story, had to do with the Amish and not getting vaccines, and it ended up, I got some responses there. Clearly some people have strong feelings about the truth or untruth around the link between heart disease, cancer, and autism to the mercury that's in vaccines. And I didn't make this video to talk about that at all. Honestly, I actually felt strongly my own opinion about it. And that's the thing. It led me to really looking at that, and later on, like I said, I had this aha moment that I wanted to share. I'm someone, like a great many people, clearly if you look at the internet, a great many of us can be led into a place where we don't trust the intentions of other people, and it's easy to buy into conspiracy theory and this notion that different entities, powerful entities, groups, governments, the American Medical Association, in this case of the video I'm referring to, that I felt like I don't trust them. I don't trust, the video I posted has been disproven, and this guy's medical license was stripped. And my immediate response was, well, yeah, it was. Like, it's protecting their own interests. Kind of a mentality that entity, or the EPA or the Federal Reserve or mainstream media or all these groups, right? We can easily think that they're purposefully, like with intent, trying to hold us down, or in the case of the media, enslave us to fear, keep us sick, control our minds, our lives, our bodies, our financial state, Federal Reserve. It's easy to be drawn, for me, into the idea that something out there has intent to harm me or to hold me down. And what does that do? It pulls me right into like a victim mentality. What if that's not true? What if we're all just, we all have our comfort zone. We all have a set of beliefs that we believe to be true. And from that set of beliefs, we form attachments to the way we want things to be and the way we feel they should be. And we want to control our world to a certain extent, and we make decisions based on those beliefs and oftentimes attachments. And when I use the word attachment, I don't mean just like a desire. I mean a desire, but it's more than a desire. There's some fear of not having it, so it becomes like an attachment, something we want to attach to, we want to hold on to, that we don't want to let go. And it's easy, I mean, just look at social media. It's easy to be drawn into the idea that so many of these different entities or groups or people at the highest levels of government or of corporations, of money and power, they have all this money and power, and they're purposely trying to hurt everyone else. And I'm not saying that's never the case, but what softened me yesterday was the notion that what if we're all just in the same boat? We all have our moment and our mind and its projection of the future, and we're all trying to hold on to a certain level of safety and comfort with the way things are, and we're trying to control outcomes in a certain way. And we're all making decisions based from that place, me included, all of us. Some have practiced non-attachment for a lot longer, and they're better at it, and others just completely move from that place. But we all do it. And what if it's just that the 1% of the 1%, the people at the top of the world as far as money and power, that, you see the term like the Illuminati or the shadow government. There's this notion that at the highest levels we're all sort of being controlled and manipulated, and we don't get the cure to this, and money is controlled in this way, and chemtrails are sprayed to control the weather and our health and all this stuff. And I'm not saying that there's never anything that's done willfully, but what if the majority of other people's decisions are much like our own? The only difference is that because of their incredible wealth and power and influence, the decisions they make, born of their own attachment to the way that they want things to be, the way they want their life to be and to feel, has a huge impact on the rest of us. I mean, our decisions have a huge impact on other people. They do. Positively and negatively. We don't always see it because it's not on the scale of like other people we see. Like we see someone like the president, and he makes decisions all the time. He responds to almost everything. And there's this wild impact ripple that happens all the time. And we can easily look at him or other people and have a judgment about it, and then feel a victim of it. Or look at the media, or the medical establishment, or big pharma, or, corporate agriculture, the world banking system, the U.S. military. When I say those things, I can feel like in myself, and there's just so much mistrust there that those groups, people in those groups, controlling those groups, are actually like out to get us. And what softened me again is the idea that what if they're just making decisions much the same way I'm making decisions? It's just that the scope of the effect of their decisions, is much more easily seen and affects a lot more people. But it's just decisions born of the same types of attachments that we all have to keeping our world, our financial situation, the freedom that it gives us to enjoy life the way we want to enjoy it, to have other people look at us the way we want other people to look at us, for ourselves to look to look at our own self the way we want to, our own self-perception. We want to keep that intact. I want to keep that intact. We all do. So do the most powerful players in the world. What if it's not that there's a villain out there? And it's funny, I had this aha moment yesterday that softened me as I sort of felt a lot more empathy toward individuals, groups, people I don't even know, but people that I had sometimes been drawn into the mentality of, judging and feeling maybe a victim of. I felt a lot more empathy about them. And then I went home in the afternoon and I have this daily devotional book called Meditations from the Mat, and in it, unsurprisingly, he was talking about aversion, and he was talking about how here in the West especially, it's hard for a lot of people to feel like a hero if there isn't a villain. It can be hard to feel like a hero if there isn't a villain, if there isn't someone to blame. We want to feel like the hero, and we should feel like the hero of. You are the hero of your own life. The fact that you're here, in the Matrix. And I mean that not in any sort of in something we've all created in life, in a 3D time-space reality. You're here. You are the hero of your own journey, but we don't always feel that because we don't feel whole enough. We don't love all of ourselves enough to just feel so great about ourselves. We have to create a villain. The awesome thing is that the younger generation, they don't. I don't think that's as much of a thing. I think they are more whole and more complete, and they're making their own rules, and that's why to some people it's the millennials, and they're lazy, and they expect things to be easy and not have to. No, they're not coming from the same paradigm that I came from, and my parents, my grandparents came from. So I think that's shifting, but I think there's still so many of us, and I realized this about myself yesterday, that it can be easy to be drawn into that, okay, who's the villain here, so that I can feel more like the hero. What if there is no villain? What if there is no villain? It's just a matter of desire and attachment and wanting to hold on to things and hold on to power. And that, we are affected by a small amount of very, very powerful people. But are they all that different from us? Are they all that different from me? I just wanted to share that. I felt like I don't know that I'll ever be drawn into the same discussions or have that same feeling ever again after this sort of just hit me. That this is kind of what we tend to do. It helps us make sense of things. Well, it's a beautiful Saturday, and I'm ready to do a little cleaning and get outside and enjoy it. And I hope you can too. Hope it's nice where you are. And I hope this helped. I hope this was food for thought, food for feeling, food for meditation. And I only share it because it felt so good. It feels so good to let go of any remnants of, anytime I'm drawn into feeling a victim or any sort of judgment, to just find a way to let go of it. Puts me in a better place. A place where I can still maybe take action, but without anger. Alright, have a great day. Peace and love.